Now at 6, what officials are doing to make sure health providers are ready for the state's growing elderly population. And authorities in Illinois are mourning the loss of yet another state trooper. We'll have an update.
From the Channel3000.com Alert Center, this is News 3 Now at 6.
Thanks for watching News 3 Now at 6. I'm Amanda Quintana. As our aging population grows, experts say there aren't nearly enough medical specialists who care for older adults. That demand is part of the reason why the University of Wisconsin School of Medicine and Public Health is working with Madison's Veterans Hospital to train up-and-coming doctors in the skills they'll need, going well beyond the books. Our Madeline O'Neill is here to show us how. Maddie.
Well, Amanda, one report estimates a shortage of 27,000 geriatricians by 2025. And regardless of specialty, knowing how to treat problems specific to older adults is a skill set all doctors will need. So UW is putting future physicians to the test.
Good morning.
Good morning. Doctors have to be ready to answer to all kinds of calls.
What brings you into our clinic?
I fall over every now and again.
Any patient problems from head to toe, which tend to get a little more complex with age.
Are you on any medications for your diabetes?
Real problems call for real solutions.
Yeah.
And real situations.
And then any drug use besides what's prescribed to you by your doctor?
No, there's plenty of stuff that's been prescribed. I figure that does me for drugs.
Or at least realistic.
It was actually very realistic. Okay.
They could have fooled me, but what you're watching isn't an actual doctor's visit. It's a simulation being monitored with volunteer actors following a loose script.
Their answers were very realistic. They did a great job of creating these pretty rich stories of details.
The medical residents, like Johanna Potterella, are as real as can be.
The reason that I want to go into oncology, and that's kind of what led me to internal medicine, is the ability to create such a special relationship with these patients.
Patients who are aging.
There will probably never be in the near future enough geriatricians, geriatric psychiatrists, and other geriatric health providers to meet the needs of our aging populations. In effect, it's something along the lines of a geriatrician for every 15 to 20,000 individuals.
That's why Dr. Steve Barzy says the University of Wisconsin is one of a handful of medical schools requiring geriatric training for all internal medicine residents and select medical students.
We know that the majority of people that go through our medical school and through our residency programs are not going to become geriatricians, but we feel that all of them need to have those basic skills, and so we're geriatricizing this physician workforce.
Get up from the chair.
These once-a-month simulations take residents like Potterella through visit scenarios for concerns surrounding falls, memory, and depression, which can all look different with age.
It took a little while to get reoriented.
When we deliver care to older adults, there's nuanced ways that we have to kind of think about things so that people can stay independent and live successfully.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Potterella can carry the skills she's practicing and receiving feedback on during this session along with her in her desired career treating cancer patients.
You need to know how to deal with things just beyond just the cancer and its treatment. And things like we're seeing today are things that definitely could come up in a clinic visit for that.
Real knowledge that will come in handy for years and countless doctor visits to come.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Mr. Kant?
Now, these simulations are based on national guidelines and evidence about what works well with older patients. And as we see in healthcare in general, those who live in rural areas have less access to doctors specializing in geriatrics.
And this is definitely really important for them to learn. Thank you so much, Maddie.
You're welcome.
Let's get a look at your first alert weather with Gary Canolti out on the patio. Hi, Gary. How you doing?
Hi. You know, it's a great day out here. A little cool, but the sun is now shining. A little bit of a breeze, too. And temperatures are going to warm back up to around normal levels beginning on Monday and then lasting for much of the upcoming week. In the short term, you can see a visible cloud track. The early morning clouds giving way to sunshine as the skies have cleared from north to south across southern Wisconsin. And right now, skies are pretty much clear across most of the southern part of the state. Last night, there were some light rain and snow showers that barely clipped the southern portion of the state. A couple of lake effect snow showers still in the far southeastern Wisconsin in Kenosha County into far northeastern Illinois, but Across the rest of southern Wisconsin, things very quiet as the skies have cleared out. Low temperatures this morning started out in the middle 30s, but temperatures only climbed a few degrees to the lower 40s. 42 the high temperature so far in Madison, and right now temperatures have fallen back into the upper 30s. And as the winds lighten up tonight and the skies remain clear, those temperatures will fall off pretty rapidly. So by tomorrow morning, we're looking for low temperatures down to around 20 degrees by around 6 a.m., but those temperatures will rebound back to about the same level as they were today at 42. A little less wind, a little more sunshine, and then as we head into next week, we'll see temperatures closer to 50. That's your News 3 Now First Alert forecast.
Thank you, Gary. The Illinois State Police Department is mourning the death of the second state trooper to die within days. 36-year-old trooper Gerald Ellis was killed around 3:30 this morning on I-94 when a wrong-way driver struck his squad car. He was an 11-year state police veteran with District 15 in Downers Grove. Illinois trooper Brooke Jones-Story was killed Thursday when a truck struck her. And in January, a vehicle killed trooper Christopher Lambert. Illinois State Police say they're seeing a spike in crashes involving parked squad cars and passing vehicles. Around the state today, 14 people in the Milwaukee area are displaced tonight after a 3-alarm fire. Their 62-unit apartment building was destroyed when flames broke out around midnight. Most of the people rescued were elderly residents. A happy moment, though, for a bride-to-be, Wendy Zetting. Firefighters were able to save her wedding dress.
Just thank God so much that these guys were able to do that. It's just a blessing. It takes one thing off my shoulders, and I'm so appreciative that they would even think about doing that right away for me.
The Red Cross is helping those displaced residents. New research suggests some Wisconsin County jails are charging well over the national average for prisoners to make phone calls to family members and lawyers. The nonprofit organization Prison Policy Initiative released a report last month that shows some county jails are charging up to $22 for 15-minute phone calls. State jails charge around $8 per 15 minutes. Compare that to the nationwide average of $5.61. Experts say there are few major jail phone providers in the country, so they compete for contracts by offering commissions and kickbacks to jails. More local news now. One person is dead after a crash in Iowa County last night. Sheriff deputies say around 9:45 last night they responded to calls that a pickup truck struck a tree near Highway 14 west of Highway K. One person in the truck was pronounced dead at the scene. The other was taken to the hospital with serious injuries. As they continue to investigate, deputies say speed and alcohol are not believed to be the cause of that crash. In Madison, a man was found bleeding from his head just a couple of blocks from Bree Stevens Field. Madison police say they received reports of several shots fired on the 200 block of North Ingersoll Street just before midnight. The incident is still under investigation, but they say the man's injuries are from blunt force trauma and not from the shooting. Residents near Crystal Lake are still dealing with the impacts of flooding that happened weeks ago. In mid-March, melting snow caused the lake to flood, forcing nearly 20 people out of their homes. Residents say they've worked to sandbag the area to keep water away, but have only seen levels drop a little bit. They say it's been a challenge to deal with it all.
You know, it's kind of like taking your life and everything in it and just turning the box over, and it's all upside down now. And now you got to pick up your pieces. You got to try to put your schedules back together, and you know, you're constantly, oh, I got this in here and I can't, you know, I got to go get this and I got to go get that.
Raker says he's hoping to see more government assistance to help things get back to normal. Coming up in your Consumer Report, we take a look at a new type of credit scoring system that could help those trying to establish a credit history. It was a windy day for a windy challenge. Kids got to put their STEM skills to the test, designing wind turbines. Elementary and middle school students from Darlington, New Auburn, and Randall Consolidated Schools competed in the Kid Wind Challenge at the Wisconsin Energy Institute. They constructed small wind turbines with the guidance of coaches and UW engineering students. They then got to test their turbines in wind tunnels and presented their designs to a panel of judges. One of the organizers says the most rewarding part is seeing the kids' interest in the hands-on application of STEM.
When you get to ask them about their turbine and they just light up and want to tell you everything that they want to know about it and everything that they've learned, that's where you really see the everything start to click.
Kids who placed first and second in their age division at today's competition will advance to the National Kid Wind Challenge in Houston this May. Getting that first credit card can be a real challenge. That's because if you have no credit history yet, banks are often reluctant to risk giving you credit. But Consumer Reports says a new type of credit scoring system called Ultra FICO may help those just starting out to get that first critical credit card.
It's a part of being an adult, using a credit card to make purchases or go out for dinner. 18-year-old Jake Weintraub says having a credit card is also important for establishing a credit history so that one day he can eventually rent or buy a home and car. But so far, his applications for a credit card have gone nowhere.
Getting rejected from credit cards is definitely a little bit frustrating, especially considering that there's nothing else I can do about it.
To get a credit card, you need a credit score. The main scoring system banks use, FICO, bases its score on how well you've handled loans in the past. But what if, like Jake, you've never taken out a loan? A new type of scoring system called Ultra FICO will debut this summer, and it won't depend on loan history.
The Ultra FICO system is going to base its score on how people use traditional savings and checking accounts. Those kinds of accounts are very easy to set up with just a cash deposit. So those kinds of accounts can be a good choice for somebody with a weak credit history or no credit history to build up their credit.
But Consumer Reports cautions you'll have to opt in and then share confidential information about your bank accounts, such as how often you withdraw and deposit. And it's still an open question as to whether lenders are ready to buy into the Ultra FICO score.
We have another concern, and that is that making credit easier to get may cause some people to get in over their heads, and then they may not be able to pay back their debt.
Jake does have a checking and savings account and is careful with his money. Heading back to college, he says he just wants a chance to show that he can handle his credit responsibly. I'm Chris Bloomberg, News 3 Now.
Consumer Reports says the Ultra FICO scoring system isn't necessary for people who already have good credit and well-established credit histories. Those people should stick to the traditional FICO scoring system. Coming up on News 3 Now at 6, dog owners get our off-leash dog parks ready to enjoy just in time for some warmer weather.
But those dogs will have to wait another day. Temperatures will still be cool for tomorrow. We'll be warming back up to around 50 by Monday. I'll have your News 3 Now First Alert forecast in just a minute.
Welcome back. A local comedy club is celebrating 15 years with lots of laughs, of course, doing 15 hours of non-stop improv comedy. Atlas Improv Co. is hosting the Endurance Improv Fest, featuring 27 sets of improv with troops from across Dane County. The festival kicked off Thursday with a tournament pitting improv teams against one another and will wrap up with 15 hours of performances tomorrow. While improv can be a little scary and challenging, the Atlas creative director says getting to hear people laugh makes it all worth it.
Obviously, getting to hear people laugh is super rewarding. I also like, standing on the side of the stage and looking out at the audience and seeing everyone having a good time.
The performances began at noon today and will run until 3 a.m. on Sunday. It was a furry family affair this morning as many dogs and their owners came out to clean up their favorite play spot. Dog owners, with the help of their favorite four-legged friends, picked up litter and debris in the off-leash dog park in Quan Park. The volunteer cleanup effort is organized by Barb Gilligan, who provides trash bags, buckets, and divides the park into sections for volunteers to cover. For her, it's just about giving back.
Just giving back to, this is my park, this is where I spend my free time, and I want it to be nice.
The annual cleanup is always the last Saturday in March. If you're interested in leading volunteer cleanup efforts at another dog park, we have details on our website, channel3000.com. Well, you could tell from that video, Gary, that it was pretty windy out at the dog park today, but it's good that they were out there. See a little bit of sun.
Yeah, once the sun came out, it really made it feel warmer, even though there was that breeze blowing. Tomorrow we'll have similar temperatures, but without the breeze. Now, as we take a look at Doppler track, we had some light rain and snow showers early this morning. Those have moved off to the east. A couple of lake effect snow showers. We're trying to keep on going in Kenosha County and Lake County in northeastern Illinois, but for the most part, things have been pretty quiet as skies have steadily cleared out today. In fact, you take a look at the time lapse from the Queen Bee Radio Skycam in Platteville. Notice the early morning clouds giving way to some breaks in the clouds, and then as time went on, you can just see the skies gradually clearing out from north to south. And the live view from the Queen Bee Radio Skycam in Platteville showing mostly sunny skies now, and that'll be the case for much of the day tomorrow. The live view from the WISC Skycam looking off toward the east also shows mostly sunny skies. The last of the clouds on the far distant horizon. The Edgewater Skycam in downtown Madison showing mostly sunny skies as well. As we check out the almanac for today, though, little difference in temperatures compared to the last few days. 42 the high temperature for today. That's 8 degrees below normal. Low temperature of 36, actually a little bit above normal, but we'll go below that before midnight because we're already down to 38 degrees with a northerly wind at 17 miles per hour. At least the winds will die down a little bit, and you can see the humidity only 35%. The air very dry, so that allows temperatures to fall off pretty quickly at night, especially when the skies are clear. Current temperatures are already below freezing up in northern Wisconsin. Upper 30s here, some low 40s to the south of us, but you can see those winds out of the north sustained at about 15 to 20 miles per hour. Some wind gusts closer to 30 miles per hour. Again, these winds will die down as we head through the evening hours, but they'll remain a little brisk overnight. Weather track shows our upper level winds now from a northwesterly direction, and that's behind a couple of cold fronts that have come on through. So this is just a temporary shift to a little cooler air for tomorrow, but then we'll start to see our temperatures pick back up because eventually the winds become southwesterly just off the west coast of the United States. So as those mild southwesterly winds start pushing eastward, we'll see temperatures back in the 50s beginning on Monday and lasting through the rest of the week. In fact, on the surface weather map, you can see the cold fronts to our south and east. That has cleared out the skies. High pressure actually extends from Kansas all the way up into central Canada. The next weather system coming in at a higher latitude to the north, so that'll bring in more westerly winds rather than northwesterly winds. Temperatures 30s, 40s here, but notice behind that other warm front, temperatures are already in the 50s over the eastern portions of Montana. So our forecast for tonight calls for skies to be mostly clear. It'll be colder, low temperature dropping off to 20 degrees. Tomorrow should be a mostly sunny, but still cool day with a high temperature of 42. As we check out future track, you can see with the clear skies, temperatures will drop off to around 20 by early tomorrow morning. Tomorrow, plenty of sunshine for much of the day. High temperatures, lower 40s. A few more clouds tomorrow night. That will keep temperatures up into the upper 20s. And then on Monday, will be mostly cloudy. Just an outside chance there could be a sprinkle of rain. High temperature temperature at 50. As we look at the 7 to 10 day forecast, and those temperatures staying in the 50s next week, will be mid-50s on Wednesday. Slight chance for a shower Monday and Tuesday, a better chance as we head into Wednesday and Thursday. A brief cool down on Friday, and then after that, temperatures get into the 60s. That's some good news. Temperatures mid-60s expected for the start of the following week.
It's not too bad with the wind out there because the sun is there, so it makes you feel a little better about
Sun's
the whole
higher
situation.
in the sky now. Yeah, makes a big difference.
All right, thank you so much, Gary.
Sure.
A highlight reel on the hardwood for one Wisconsin native. That story coming up next in sports.
So the Badgers women's softball team aiming for its first Big Ten sweep of the season, facing Penn State today. Now they lost to Illinois in their first conference series earlier this month. Nittany Lions up 1-0 until the third inning. Big one for Kayla Conwent out to left center, and we've got a tie ball game. Two batters later, it's former New Berlin Eisenhower Stephanie Lombardo at the plate. Left field, a popular spot today because she hits that one out of the park too. Badgers take the 2-1 lead. Penn State tying it up again, but in the 7th, Stevens Point native Allie Miklish with a shallow one. She hustles and is safe. Sydney Lawson scores the go-ahead run. Wisconsin wins 3-2. Haley Hessican with a solid 7 innings on the mound, only giving up 3 hits while striking out 5. Final score 3-2 again, and they'll go for the sweep tomorrow afternoon. Milwaukee native Arike Ogunbowale, a one-man wrecking crew for Notre Dame today. The Irish top seed in the Chicago Regional. They're in the Sweet 16 against Texas A&M, a 3 right there to take the lead. Ogunbowale playing some defense too, getting the ball away, easy lay-in, opening up the lead for Notre Dame. And then check out this money play. She drives, falls back, makes the bucket and the foul. Now, if you remember last year, she hit some pretty clutch game winners against UConn and Mississippi State on the way to a national title. But for today, a casual 34 points, 5 rebounds, 4 assists, and 3 steals. Notre Dame wins, and they'll face the winner of Stanford and Missouri State in the Elite Eight in Chicago on Monday. More basketball news. Nebraska moving quickly to hire its new men's basketball head coach. Fred Hoiberg will be at the helm of the Cornhuskers, replacing Tim Miles, who was fired earlier this week after 7 seasons. Hoiberg will get a 7-year deal worth $25 million. He last coached college basketball when he was the head coach of Iowa State. He was most recently the head coach of the Chicago Bulls before he was fired in December. The Brewers continuing to poke around for their closer. Corey Knebel done for the year, and some uncertainty around Jeremy Jeffress. The team reportedly continuing to chat with Craig Kimbrell's agent. Meanwhile, the team in Game 3 against the Cardinals tonight as we speak. Last night didn't go too well for the Brew Crew on the mound, and Paul Goldschmidt taking full advantage of the bullpen. Right now, though, they are scoreless in the first inning, guys. So baseball season in full effect now, finally.
Baseball season means spring, but it's still a little cold out there.
It's a little cool, but we're trending in the right direction. Right now, the skies have cleared out. The last of the precipitation out of Wisconsin. Temperatures, though, are on the chilly side already. 38 degrees in Madison, 34 in Milwaukee. Good thing they have that roof at Miller Park. Oh. But high temperature 42 tomorrow, back up to 50 on Monday. And then temperatures mainly in the 50s for much of next week. You can see some shower chances from Wednesday afternoon into Thursday, maybe even an isolated thunderstorm on Thursday. Those will end on Friday morning. And then the next warm-up goes a step up. You can see those temperatures in the low to mid-60s beginning on Sunday of next weekend and lasting into the beginning of the following week with some shower and thunderstorm chances. But still, all in all, that's a pretty good-looking forecast. Don't have any really cold weather in there.
No, yeah, it's nice to see those 60s, and I've seen a lot of spring flowers. That gets me excited.
We're getting there.
Yes, indeed. We are there. All right, thank you so much for joining us. Have a great night.